The morning rush at Miller's Auto Care in Cedar Falls, Iowa, sounded like every other Monday. Air compressors hissed, impact wrenches rattled, and the smell of fresh coffee mixed with motor oil. Then the front door opened. A woman in a neatly pressed emerald green dress stepped inside, holding a folder tightly against her chest. She looked completely out of place among the grease-stained floors and lifted truck hoods. Several mechanics glanced up. One whispered, "She must be lost." Another chuckled. The woman ignored them and walked straight toward the office. Behind the service counter stood Daniel Miller. 38. Owner of the shop. Single father. Father of an energetic 8-year-old daughter named Lily. Daniel barely looked up from the repair estimate he was finishing. "You need an oil change?" The woman smiled politely. "No." "A tow?" "No. I'd like to apply for the office manager position." Daniel finally looked up. For a second he simply stared. She certainly didn't look like someone who wanted to work in an auto shop. Professional. Calm. Confident. She handed him her resume. "My name is Emily Carter." Daniel skimmed the first page. Business administration degree. 10 years of office management. Excellent references. Everything looked impressive. Yet instead of asking about her experience, he sighed. "I don't really need another employee." Emily blinked. "The advertisement says you're hiring." Daniel rubbed his forehead. "I thought I was." Then, almost absent-mindedly, words escaped before he could stop them. "I don't need an employee." He laughed awkwardly. "I need a wife." Silence. Every mechanic stopped working. One wrench actually clattered onto the concrete floor. Emily stared at him. Daniel's face immediately turned bright red. "Oh no. I didn't mean. I wasn't asking you." The shop erupted in laughter. Daniel wanted the concrete floor to swallow him whole. Emily looked at him for another long second. Then she smiled. "I appreciate the clarification." She picked up her folder. "I'll show myself out." Daniel watched her leave. He knew he had completely ruined the interview. Maybe the entire week. Possibly his reputation forever. His lead mechanic, Marcus, leaned against a toolbox. "You know, most employers just say, 'We'll call you.'" Daniel groaned. "I know." Marcus grinned. "But honestly, you probably just scared away the best applicant you've had in years." Daniel couldn't argue. Because Marcus was right. Life hadn't gone the way Daniel expected. 5 years earlier, his wife, Rachel, had passed away after a sudden illness. Since then, everything revolved around one mission. Raise Lily. Keep the shop alive. Pay the bills. Repeat. His morning started before sunrise. His evenings ended with laundry, homework, dinner, bedtime stories, bookkeeping, and unfinished invoices waiting until midnight. He wasn't looking for romance. He wasn't even looking for friendship. He was exhausted. When he joked that he needed a wife instead of an employee, it wasn't really a joke. He simply missed having someone beside him. Someone who shared the weight. Someone who reminded him he wasn't carrying the world alone. Meanwhile, Emily drove away feeling surprisingly calm. Most people would have been furious. Instead, she felt something different. She had seen Daniel's eyes. Not arrogance. Not disrespect. Just overwhelming exhaustion. She recognized it. Because she'd been there herself. 3 years earlier Emily had lost her younger brother in a car accident. After helping care for their aging parents and managing countless responsibilities alone, she'd learned that grief often escaped in awkward words. Sometimes people didn't say what they meant. They accidentally revealed what they truly felt. A week passed. Daniel hired no one. Invoices piled up. Appointments were missed. Customers waited longer than they should. Lily noticed. "Dad! You forgot my school play." Daniel froze. His heart sank. He had promised. Again. "I'm sorry." Lily forced a smile. "It's okay." But children often said, "It's okay," when it wasn't. That night Daniel sat alone in the shop office. Stacks of paperwork surrounded him. His phone buzzed. Unknown number. "Hello? Daniel?" It was Emily. "I hope this isn't strange. I was wondering if the office position is still open." Daniel laughed in disbelief. "You still want it?" Emily answered honestly. "I think your business needs help." There was a pause. "And I think your daughter needs her dad." Daniel swallowed hard. "When can you start?" "Monday." Within days. Everything changed. Emily reorganized the office. Created digital scheduling. Updated customer records. Negotiated better parts pricing. Answered every phone call with genuine warmth. Customers noticed immediately. Business improved. Stress dropped. Even the mechanics seemed happier. Marcus shook his head. "I told you she was the best applicant." Daniel smiled. "You did." But something unexpected happened. Emily never treated the shop like just another job. She learned everyone's names. Remembered birthdays. Brought homemade cookies every Friday. Helped elderly customers understand repair estimates without confusing jargon. She even started a community program called Safe Starts, offering free vehicle safety inspections for single parents before long road trips. Local newspapers featured the story. Families appreciated it. The shop became known not only for honest repairs, but for kindness. One afternoon Lily wandered into the office after school. Emily looked up. "How'd the math test go?" "I got an A." Emily high-fived her. Daniel watched quietly from the doorway. His daughter laughed more these days. She smiled more. The shop felt different. Warmer. Alive. Months passed. One snowy evening, the town experienced a major power outage. A stranded elderly couple pulled into the shop parking lot with steam pouring from under their hood. Technically, the shop was closed. Daniel walked outside anyway. Emily grabbed flashlights. Marcus stayed to help. They repaired the radiator hose free of charge. When the grateful couple offered payment, Daniel refused. Emily smiled. "Just promise to help someone else someday." The elderly woman began crying. "You've restored our faith in people." After they left, Daniel looked at Emily. "You always know the right thing to say." She shrugged. "My dad used to tell me kindness spreads faster than gossip." The following spring, business had grown enough that Daniel could finally attend every one of Lily's soccer games. One Saturday, Lily scored her first goal. She ran straight toward the sidelines. Not only to her father, but to Emily. The three celebrated together. Later that evening Lily asked quietly, "Can I tell you something?" Daniel nodded. "I don't remember Mom's voice very well anymore." His chest tightened. "But..." She smiled softly. "When Emily's around, the house doesn't feel empty." Daniel looked across the kitchen where Emily was helping wash dishes. For the first time in years, hope quietly entered his heart. Still, neither of them rushed anything. Their friendship came first. Months turned into another year. They shared coffee before work. Talked after closing. supported each other through difficult anniversaries. Emily never tried to replace Rachel. She honored her memory. Sometimes she even helped Lily make Mother's Day flowers to place beside Rachel's favorite tree in the local park. Daniel noticed. That simple act of respect meant more than grand romantic gestures ever could. One autumn afternoon, Marcus laughed while cleaning his toolbox. "You remember the first day Emily walked in?" Daniel groaned. "Please don't." Marcus grinned. "You told her you needed a wife." Emily overheard. She laughed. "I still can't believe you said that." Daniel buried his face in his hands. "I've spent 2 years hoping everyone forgot." Marcus smiled. "No chance." Everyone laughed. Even Daniel. The embarrassing memory had become one of the shop's favorite stories. A few weeks later, Daniel invited Emily and Lily to the annual town harvest festival. As fireworks lit the night sky, Lily quietly slipped away. She returned holding 2 cups of hot chocolate. She handed one to Emily, one to Daniel. Then she looked up with the innocent honesty only children possess. "You know. You already act like a family." Neither adult spoke. Lily shrugged. "I just thought someone should say it." Several months later, on an ordinary Tuesday, Daniel closed the office early. He walked Emily to the front of the shop. "This place," he said softly. "You didn't just organize it. You saved it." Emily smiled. "You built it. I just helped." Daniel took a slow breath. 2 years ago, I accidentally said something ridiculous." Emily laughed. "You definitely did." He smiled too. "But today, I'm choosing my words carefully." He reached into his pocket. Not with an expensive ring. Not with a dramatic speech. Just a small handwritten note. It read, "Thank you for helping my daughter find her laughter again, and helping me remember how to smile. Would you be willing to build the rest of this journey together?" Emily wiped away tears. Then nodded. "Yes." A year later, the same mechanic stood inside the same shop. Only this time, they weren't laughing because Daniel had made an awkward mistake. They were cheering as Daniel and Emily shared their first dance at a small reception held right inside the garage after closing hours. Toolboxes were decorated with flowers. Classic cars lined the walls. Lily danced between them wearing the biggest smile anyone had ever seen. Marcus raised a toast. "To the only guy I know who accidentally turned the worst job interview into the best love story." Everyone laughed. Even Daniel. Especially Daniel. Life wasn't suddenly perfect. Bills still arrived. Cars still broke down. Parenting remained challenging. But they faced it together. And somehow, that made all the difference. The greatest surprise wasn't that Emily found a husband. Or that Daniel found a wife. It was that 2 lonely people discovered something far more valuable, someone willing to stand beside them through ordinary days, difficult moments, and quiet victories. Because kindness isn't always a grand gesture. Sometimes it's answering one more phone call. Giving someone a second chance after an awkward first impression. Helping a child feel safe. Or choosing compassion over judgment. You never know which small act of kindness might quietly change the rest of someone's story.